All right, welcome everybody to the Healthy Living event sponsored by the Juice Plus Company. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Carole Turnbo. I am a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus Company, on my way to senior sales coordinator, working on that one. I am a CrossFit coach. I'm a CrossFit Masters athlete, but my passion is truly teaching people that nutrition and food really do heal. So tonight you're going to hear from me and some of my teammates. We've all joined on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world. And so I'm going to start by introducing our product line. Our product line is simple and will continue to be simple because it's food. It's food that our body needs on a daily basis. So Juice Plus has figured out how to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So we have our main product here. It's called the Core 4. In the Core 4, what you get is you get a vegetable, a fruit, a berry, and a full spectrum of omegas. And what that is that's 10 vine ripened, better than organic, picked at the peak of ripeness, vegetables on a daily basis. Same thing with the fruit, same thing with the berries, okay? They're non-GMO. They also have an NSF seal of approval. And what that means is that simply what's on the label is actually what's in the product, okay? So that's a really high approval seal. And then we also have the full spectrum of omegas. These are plant-based omegas. Juice Plus has cut out the middleman and went straight to the source of what the fish eat. The fish eat algae, and that's where we get our vegan omegas. It also has pomegranate seed oil, tomato seed oil. So like I said, it's a complete vegan product all the way down to the capsule. If you just came on, if you can mute your line, that would be awesome. I'm getting a lot of background. And actually, I think I can mute you all. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So this is what I would consider is our micronutrition, okay? So those are our micronutrients, and then we also have what we call our complete protein powder, and this is what I would consider macronutrients, your macronutrition. It comes in chocolate and vanilla. I just happen to have a chocolate candy. We have complete bars, and then we also have a tower garden where you can grow your own vegetables in your house or on your backyard or in your apartment. You don't even need a big space. A nice small space is fine. So what attracted me personally to the Juice Plus products is I am a label reader. It does not matter what I buy. I always turn the product around and I read the label. And what I saw when I turned the Juice Plus products around is that, number one, this is a nutrition label, okay? This is food in a capsule. And I want you to really look at that. That's important. This is not a supplement. This is food. This is, the label reads raspberry, bilberry, blueberry, cranberry. Food in a capsule. Okay, that was the first thing that attracted me. I'm also, I've done juicing. I don't know if you've tried juicing or not, but I love juicing. I love the taste of it. I love how it makes me feel. I just wasn't able to stay consistent because it's messy. It was getting expensive. I didn't really like the cleanup process. Well, taking your tri-pack, your fruits, your vegetables, and your berries are similar to drinking 3 juices a day. So that was something that was nice because I was able to stay consistent and get that same feeling that I got from juicing. And then honestly, it just fills the gap between what I should be eating on a daily basis and what I'm actually eating on a daily basis. So that was really important to me. Well, taking the products, I noticed that my muscle soreness went way down. Like I train several hours a day, do several workouts a day, and my muscle soreness went way down. I was able to recover faster so that day after day I could hit the gym. And even at 50, like I'm still getting PRs in the gym. I have so much energy and I'm in there training all the time. So that's something that I totally noticed and that I love. So not only does our company have awesome products, but we've also all partnered with a company that has a very generous compensation plan. So for $50 a year, I get the benefit of working with this company, not for this company. And I think that's really important. The company ships the product, it collects the money, and it allows me the freedom to use this franchise as I choose. So I can use it to receive a discount on my products. I can use it as a nice little side income, or if I choose, I can make this my only source of income. And so when I first joined this mission, I simply just showed up. Every Monday night I was on a phone call. Every Thursday night I listened to this event. I gathered information like a sponge, and I just started sharing and talking to everyone about the product. And my original goal, honestly, was just to make a little bit of money on the side. My schedule was jam-packed. I was working full-time at a chiropractor's office. I was training myself. I was training other people. I would fit personal training clients in on my lunch hour. I was a boot camp instructor, a nutrition coach. I was constantly working. And I just realized that I could take this and make it more. So 14 months into doing Juice Plus, I've been doing it for 2 years now. I was able to quit my 9 to 5, which was really important to me. No more punching the time clock. I love the time freedom. I love that I can plan my days. I can spend time in the gym if I want to. I can spend time with my baby. I just had him for 5 days. And I couldn't have done that if I worked at a chiropractor's office from 9 to 5. Then my son was able to take a vacation, and I was able to hang on to him for 5 days, and it was amazing. So I love the time freedom, and I am talking so much that I'm going to share the mic tonight. And tonight I'm going to introduce you to Lisa. Lisa is originally from Chicago, Illinois. She now lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. She is married to Matthew and has 2 boys that are 13 and 10. Lisa has an MBA in marketing from Loyola University Chicago and has been with the Juice Plus company for 3 years now. So welcome, Lisa. You can share your story with us tonight.
Thank you, Carole. It's great to be with you guys. And as Carole said, I'm 3 years into my journey, and it's an interesting story as to how my husband and I got started. So before we moved to Charlotte, about a year before that, my husband's brother and only sibling sadly died suddenly at 46. And he had a heart condition we thought had been repaired with surgery, and he passed away at 46. And so when we moved to Charlotte, we had improving our health on our mind, but we weren't sure how to do it exactly. Did it involve the gym membership? Did it involve changing our eating? We didn't know for sure. So we were doing our best, but we were at the pool one day in our neighborhood, my boys and my husband and I. I was in the water with my kids, had no idea that my husband got to chit-chatting with a friend and neighbor. And she had a carafe at the pool, and people bring interesting drinks to the pool in our neighborhood, just saying. But she had a complete smoothie, the one that Carole showed us. And he was nosy, and he's like, "So what's in your carafe?" And she told him about the complete shake she was drinking. And they got talking. She shared with him about all the products that Carole just shared with you all. And we came home from the pool. I had no idea this conversation even happened. And he's like, "Oh my word, we have to get the stuff that she was telling us about." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, honey, it's fruits and veggies and capsules and chews, and we don't eat enough." And I was like, I couldn't argue with that. I truly could not argue with that. My kids love carrots, but they can't eat just carrots, or they shouldn't eat just carrots. So we decided to place an order, and we decided to go ahead and become personal use reps the same day. I'm always about a discount, and I have done lots of network marketing in past lives, and I'm all about that discount. But I looked at my friend and sponsor at the time, and I said, "I am not sharing this with anybody." She was like, "Okay." So we started taking the capsules and chews. I love that the company, with my and my husband's orders, we got to sponsor each of our boys to get their chewables for free. And my older one kind of is a little, he goes back and forth between wanting capsules as an adult and wanting chews as a child. So they let me do that. And they started taking the chewables right away. They loved them. And we started taking our capsules. Didn't really have any expectation other than I knew it was fruits and veggies I wasn't going to deal with. I'm not going to deal with a pomegranate. I'm not going to deal with beets. I hate kale. I'm just not going to handle that. So down the hatch every morning, and I didn't think much of it. Well, at the time, my 10-year-old was dealing with chronic strep. He was getting it 5, 6, 7 times a year. And the pediatrician would not take his tonsils out until he had it 10 times in a calendar year. Well, he never met that mark. That thankfully still has his tonsils. But we started taking it in June, and it was like October or November. And I looked at him, and it just hit me one day. I was like, "Oh my word, dude, you haven't been sick." And he looked back at me and he's like, "Oh my word, Mom, you're right." And so then I was curious, called the pediatrician. It had been since January. So we had gone 5 or 6 months without taking Juice Plus, but he dodged the bullet. But then it had been another 5 or 6 months. He's now 3.5 years. strep free. That's incredible. So he told me a few months back, he's like, if you ever stop sharing Juice Plus, I'll get my own. I'm like, okay, well, you need to get a job. It's not free. But the other thing that happened is, and that we were dealing with at the time, was my husband, adult onset asthma, 3 inhalers, steroids, gaining weight, wheezing at night like a squeak toy. It was bad. It was really bad. And since then, again, I never correlated nutrition and these issues that we were dealing with because we were managing them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been able to retire 2 inhalers. He now uses just a rescue. And if I spray hairspray or perfume, which, yeah, or it's really humid here in the South, that's the only time he needs it. But if he misses a day of his Juice Plus, he feels it. He really, really does. So we found those benefits several months in. I have a knee that likes to be tricky going upstairs, and that's gone away. Just lots of little things that we've noticed. But my kids staying healthy and without the flu shot and without them getting this, 2-week flu thing at school is worth every penny. And so they recover very quickly when they get some kind of bug, and so do we. So back to I'm not sharing this with anyone though. So those few months in, once I realized we were seeing benefits, I was like, okay, now I'm just being selfish because I have so many of my friends, classmates who are, so-and-so's been in the hospital for a week because he's got pneumonia or whatever. I hear these stories from my kids when the flu rips through the school, and I'm like, okay, I have to share with these parents. So it was a few months later, I thought, okay, I'll start sharing. And I was scared, but I started sharing and people were like, thank you. Thank you. Because my kid is always at the pediatrician's office. My kid has always got an ear infection or, my husband has asthma or whatever. So I was able to share. And my background is in corporate America. A lot of my friends here have medical degrees or they have, they're physical trainers. I don't have any of that, but I'm just a mom with a kid who doesn't have strep anymore. So that's my story. And I love the business model of this company. Carole mentioned how generous the company is. They are very generous and they want us to share our story. They want me to tell people about my kid not having strep anymore. And they compensate me for that because I'm sharing word of mouth with friends and family who I know. So I am just so thankful that my husband was nosy at the pool that day and that my friend was loving enough to share this with us because it's changed our lives. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been blessed to be able to do that. And I'm able to make this part-time income with just a couple hours a week, and I can ramp it up whenever I want. And that's what I'm wanting to do. Like Carole, I'm working on the next promotion level, but it's been such an amazing journey. And the community is one of my favorite things. The people who are on this call, many of whom I've met in the last few months, they're precious friends. And they have just come alongside me. When you need help sharing, you can call on someone to do a 3-way call. It's just incredible. So if you think that you are not eating enough fruits and vegetables, talk to the person who invited you because they cared about you to invite you. So thank you for asking me to share, Carole. I really appreciate it. And I hope my story may have resonated with someone because this product is amazing and it can change your life. So
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Lisa. I love the 2 points you made. Number one, the product meets you nutritionally where you are, right? And it
yes.
picks up and takes care of anything that you're missing, like that micronutrition. And
Yes.
The business story, I love. Aren't we all scared in the beginning? Like it's
Yes.
petrifying, but
Yes.
then you just get, you realize that you get to the point where you can't not tell somebody, right?
Exactly.
And that's where we were.
Exactly.
We have to share because we have an amazing product that
Absolutely.
has to be shared. So thank you so much. I appreciate you
Thank
sharing.
you.
So next we're going to go on to now. She is a mom to a beautiful 10-year-old girl. She has a master's in medicine, worked in the emergency room in OBGYN hospital-based medicine for years. She then made a career change to a momtrepreneur. That's it. And has never looked back. As an athlete, she grew up sailing and has competed locally and internationally. She also grew up skiing and competed at the collegiate level and was a professional ski patroller in Aspen. She's passionate about helping others take healthy back, own their lives, and gain financial freedom. She's passionate about traveling the world with her family. Welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love looking at everybody right now. Like, hi, everybody. All of you are so wonderful. My heart lights up every time I see you. Really, it's just such an honor and a privilege to be here. And I want to thank you for sharing your time with us, because I really believe it's the most precious thing that we all have. And anyway, as Carole said, my name is Manon Baze, and I've been with the Buzz Company for about 8 years now. And when I first joined, it instantly made sense to me. How many of you out there know that fruits and vegetables are good for you? Can I see a sign of hands here? Anybody think that fruits are, oh, you okay, with the right people. Okay. Anyway, and it really made sense to me, right? And it's not a trend or a fad. And I've always been into health. And as she mentioned, I have a master's in medicine, and I worked in the ER for years. And when I worked in the ER, I really loved about my job was that I loved to help people, and I loved to I like to work in a team. And every shift I would go home feeling, wow, I impacted in a positive way, and that felt really good. What I didn't like about my job at the time was, I had to choose 2 weekends to work every month, and I had to choose whether I was going to work Christmas or New Year's. And how many of you out there, I'd just like you to think for a minute, how many of you have had to make a choice and put your work in front of your family values? Have you ever had to do that, where you had to make that choice and go, wow, okay? And then I became a mom, and the pain got a little deeper because I didn't want to miss the special moments with my daughter. And then I knew I had to find a different way to do this. So I really kind of believe in serendipitous moments. And my dear friend Lauren called me, and she said, hey, listen, I know you're really into health and all those things, and I thought you should take a look at this. And I said, you know what? I'm interested. And I said, but can you hang on a minute? I'm a little busy this week. I'm giving birth tomorrow. And so I began my journey as a mom. And how many of you out there are moms? How many of you know a mom? How many of you have a mom? There you go. And what's really wonderful about being a mom is I want to be present for those moments, because time is fleeting and it goes by. And I will tell you that I actually missed the first time that my daughter she crawled for the first time because I was at work, and that just really crushed me. So I made a decision, and then I also went through one of the things. Have you ever heard about the 3 Ds, or debt, divorce, and death? And I had one of them, the divorce, and it caused a lot of the other one, the debt. And I called Lauren and Cheryl, and I said, what could this business really be? Because I started taking the product, instantly made sense, right? Fruits and vegetables, we already covered that. But then I realized I didn't want to go to work anymore and put somebody else's, values in front of my own family values. And I said, and I looked at Lauren and Cheryl, and they're very successful women who I highly respect. And I said, what could this be? And they invited me to step into a bigger picture of the possibility of this business. And it'll make me cry, because I really realized that I wanted to own my life, and I wanted to design my life on my terms. I have a very strong work ethic, and I have, incredible passion to help other people. And that's why I went into medicine. But I looked at this as a vehicle where I could really help other people on a greater level, and also create the life that I wanted on the same term. So that really, it just resonated with me on a lot of levels. And here I am. I took one step, jumped in with 2 feet, and I'm continuing the journey. The wonderful silver lining to this business I want to share with you, have a moment, take a look at the people on this call. They're from all over the world, and it's a heart-driven company, and people who live the mission of inspiring around the world. And who doesn't want to be a part of that? They're happy people who want to help others, and I feel like I found my tribe. So if this resonates with any of you, I suggest you take a call after this, invite you to listen to this call. And I just want to say thank you so much. And it's been an honor to share with you. So thanks, Carole. Turn it back to you.
Thank you for sharing. Yes, we've definitely found the company with a heart. I love the community. I love the people. I love working with everyone here. So speaking of that, I'm going to introduce you to one of my own. Cayla is one of my teammates, and she's going to share her story with you guys tonight.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cayla. I'm from Indiana. I'm a now sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company, newly, so I'm really excited about that. Other than that, I'm a full-time nanny, and I do CrossFit, so I'm in the gym a lot. I have been taking Juice Plus now for almost a year. At the end of this month, it'll be a full year. So what really attracted me to the product was definitely the nutrition label. I love that it's just food and it's that simple, and it just made sense to me. I know I don't get enough fruits and vegetables. Like, honestly, before I started taking Juice Plus, I would not touch fruit, like, at all. And now that I've been taking it consistently, I am eating raspberries and like clementines, and it's just crazy because I would never eat fruit before. So yeah, it just really made sense to me, and I know that I had to start taking it. Originally, when I started taking the product, I noticed I was sleeping a lot better. I had more energy. I noticed that my muscle soreness was definitely down in the gym. I was able to recover a lot faster. And I noticed that, my skin was less dry and my hair was growing like crazy after a few months, which was kind of big for me because it never grew before and I never understood why. So that was really awesome. And so that I will never stop taking Juice Plus because I just love how I feel. I feel really good all the time. Like, I'm able to get out of bed in the morning and I just feel ready to go. Whatever the day throws at me, like I said, I'm a full-time nanny, so I'm very busy. Like, I'm always on the go. So it's really nice to have that energy throughout the day. For the business, I was really attracted to, actually, it came to me at a time when I really needed, and honestly, I was interested in the business before I even knew about the product, because I really needed just a little bit of extra money. I was trying to move out of my parents' house, and this was just like a blessing. So I'm very thankful that it came into my life. But originally, like I said, I joined for a little bit of extra money, so I decided to join the company, and I kind of just started sharing with people about it because it made sense to me. So I thought it would make sense to other people. And then I started noticing things which made me just really share even more because I truly believe in it and what it can do for people. And it's just really amazing. But now, like everyone said, this company is so amazing, and like, it feels like home, and I feel like I'm finally where I'm supposed to be. So I'm striving for that time freedom, and I just want to be able to work my own schedule. And I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom one day when I do have kids. So I feel like this is the perfect platform for me, and I'm just so blessed and thankful to have this come into my life. And I just look forward to the future. That's awesome. A little bit of my story. Thank you for letting me share.
Thanks, Cayla. Thank you so much for sharing. So Manon mentioned that we have an amazing leader taking care of all of us. So on that note, I'm going to introduce Cheryl Cortese, who is going to speak tonight and close out for us. So welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you, Carole. Thank you so much. And I want to congratulate Cayla. Congratulations to you. And it does also make my heart really happy. I listened to all of you that shared your stories tonight. And, to be involved in other people's happiness and success is a wonderful blessing for all of us. And I think that's one of the greatest things about our business. We talk about how generous the company is, and that's true. We talk about the product and how powerful it is, and that's true. But, the emotional revenue is something that I think we can all not only be proud of, but totally enjoy together. I hear Manon talk about her tribe and, just the joy that all of you have in relation to this. Yes. So I thought tonight maybe I would close with my own story. I rarely, I was thinking about it as I was hearing product stories. I tend to tell my business story frequently. I love our business with all my heart. It's still a shock to me that this would turn out to be my profession, but it's just been amazing and continues to be. But my product story is a little interesting as well, so I thought maybe I'd share that with you. I was with the Juice Plus company when Juice Plus came along. I've been with them about 4 or 5 years. And in all honesty, I I don't remember being impressed by it, which sounds really stupid now, doesn't it? At this point, people were not as health conscious, you might say, or didn't seem to really be aware. Supplements, which is in my mind what it seemed to be when I first heard about it, didn't work well for me. I have a very sensitive system. And so actually, I didn't even respond to the product when it first came out. And so, you know, we were all working our business, which at the time was water filtration and air filtration. And I was one of those people that, and I heard Lisa say it in the beginning, you know, her son seemed to stay sick all the time. Mine was not strep, it was bronchitis. Every virus that came down the pike, I got it. And I just thought that I was healthy because I got over it. You know, it was difficult to get over it, but I did. And so I thought, well, I must be okay. I must be healthy. I also had something that they didn't really know how to identify. Today they call it fibromyalgia, but I stayed in a lot of pain all the time. However, I thought that was normal for me because nobody seemed to be able to even explain it, much less do anything about it. So I just quit talking about it and lived with it. And I think that's one of the things too that many people do is they have these things that are really uncomfortable. They're not deadly, but they are miserable. And so anyway, one of the first things I noticed, some of the other women started taking Juice Plus, and Sue Burdick was a good friend of mine. And I noticed at one of the conferences, you know, Sue looked really good. And I thought, what are you doing? You know, and she said, I think it's that new stuff we came out with. She said, I've been taking it and it's really, really good. I feel good. And I thought, man, I better take this stuff. I can't let those women get too far ahead of me, you know. I mean, and so maybe the first thing was, you know, a little vanity. But I began to take it. And the first thing that I noticed was it didn't do anything bad to me. So I was really excited about that. And then after about 6 weeks, I woke up one morning and I thought, boy, this is a good day. And it's literally been a good day ever since, 26 years now, a little over 26 years. And the beauty of it and why I became just passionate about it is I never had another of those, you know, the fibromyalgia pain in my body totally went away. It never came back. I got to where I had to make sure that product was there all the time because I didn't want to ever take a chance it would come back. And the other thing that I'll share with you all is because, you know, many times people will say, well, I don't feel anything. Well, I did, you know, feel good, but there are many things you can't see that it's doing for your body. And one of the things in my family that's a huge problem is osteoporosis. And it just so happened that when the product first came out, by chance, I had my first bone scan. And they looked at me and said, you know, this is very unusual because you're relatively young for this, but you've already lost 21% of your bone mass. And they wanted to put me on something called Fosamax. And I didn't do it because I just decided the best thing to do for this problem was deny it. And so I didn't do it. And thank goodness, because it turned out they had to take that off the market. It caused cancer. And that simultaneously, you know, we happened to start Juice Plus at that time. And every 2 years I got a bone scan. And in 2 years, no difference. I hadn't gotten any worse. I hadn't gotten any better. But after 4 years, I started to reclaim bone mass. And I wish I could say that I was one of those people that exercise frequently, like some people on this call I know. But I think about it. I just don't manage to do a lot of it. But I began to regain bone mass. I don't take anything else. And so after 6 years, bone mass was healthy. And 8 years, my doctor was like, I don't even understand this. So what I'm saying to you is you can't see, you know, your skeleton. You can't feel that you're losing bone, but it was tracked very clearly. And the only difference was the Juice Plus. So I just felt like maybe I'd tell my story tonight because I love the product. I can't imagine being without it, or my family, or my children, my grandchild. I mean, I could go on and on with stories, not only for myself and my family, but all the people over the years. So there's been nothing but, you know, great reviews. And from a business standpoint, if I love the product, I love the business even more. Like Cayla, and many people that come across this, you know, there's some financial desperation that was going on in a serious way. I'm from South Louisiana. The economy 32 years ago, I've been at this 32 years, and I'm looking forward to the next 32. But 32 years ago, our economy had crashed in Louisiana because the petroleum, oil, and gas business moved to the Middle East. And when it did, everybody's jobs went with it. People, as they do in economic depression, they lost their homes. Many marriages came apart. Mine was one of them. And even though I was a teacher and, you know, I loved teaching, I just couldn't make enough to keep us above struggle. I was suddenly single and no family really to go home to. So I was trying to expand my perception as to how I could create income. I came across this company and thought, you know, it could be something part-time, and just fell in love. I fell in love with the whole thing. I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the fact that it was really helping people, and I like the education aspect of it. Over the years, I've realized it is a business of education. We're really not as much a marketing company as we are a business of education and support for other people. I loved, you know, the product, but I really was so admiring of Jay Martin and the people from this company all these years, and the generosity, not only in, you know, the marketing model, but their personal generosity to people. They're caring for their distributors. We've always been Jay Martin's babies, and, you know, we're proud of it. And he's always had the philosophy that if his distributors did well, his team members did well, his company would always flourish. So the people came before the money. I always loved that as well. Today as an organization, and you're part of that, or this, what I'm going to say next, is that we do over $10 million a month in product sales within our teams alone. That's not a company figure, that's our figure. So that's a lot of people that swallow Juice Plus and that have a better life because of it. And many of them have a better, you know, avenue of security because of it. So I think we can all be really proud of it. We're going to conference here next week, and I hope we see everyone there. We've gotten some glimpses now of exactly what you're going to be presented with, and you're just going to be out of your mind, because if you thought you loved this before, it's going to be even better. So I'll turn it back to you, Carole, and thank you so much.
Oh, awesome. Thank you everyone for sharing tonight. I love hearing the stories. I love sharing. We'll be here next Thursday, same time. So come on out and see us, and we'll talk soon. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you all.
Thank you.